Okay, friends, so today this lesson is all about the green belt. So here is the green belt. It is Let Us Chase the Squirrel. It's in your 40 folk songs for recorder packet, but it's not going to be near um, our white, yellow, and orange belts. Um, the packet is set up in a certain order, and we are going in a different order because myself personally thinks that this order would be better for us. At the end of the day, doesn't matter what order you learn things in recorder as long as you learn them, but we're going to learn them in this order. So you want to look for Let Us Chase the Squirrel. And I have up on the screen in the middle there a couple of tips for learning the green belt. These are things to think about when you're practicing on your own. One, go really, really slow because you want to give yourself time to think about each note. Number two is practicing playing the sequence, which means the series of notes B, high D, and then G. I talked about this in my new note high D mini lesson video. If you did not watch that one, I suggest you go back and watch that. Just to give yourself more practice with high D, even if you're like, oh, I already know this stuff. And that's sequence, that pattern is so important because if you look in the song on the screen right now or on your packet, if you're looking at your packet instead of the screen or both, you can see that every time we play high D, it's B high D then G. You can see that there, but we'll get to identifying the notes in a moment. Step three is to look for changes in the pattern so you know when to do the same thing and when to do something new. This is the same sort of process from the Orange Belt song, where instead of looking for patterns, we're looking for changes in the pattern. Like we know there's a pattern there, yeah, okay. So the pattern is going to be the easy part, and when it changes is where we really need to make sure that we're using our eagle eyes and tracking our music. So we're going to go through the green belt using the steps to learning the song. Step one is clap and speak the rhythm. We all know how to do this. Let's do it together. 1, 2, clap and say. Ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, 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 ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, 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 ti, ta, ti, ta. Rest. Make sure that you adhere to that rest at the end. We want to make sure that we don't play that last note too long, which means that we got to make sure that we are resting and definitely breathing because there's a breath mark there too, right? So stop this video for just a second and do step one again on your own, okay? And we'll move on to step two. Step two is saying and singing our note names. So let's identify all of our notes before we go through and sing them. So if you want to try to do this on your own and then check yourself, do it on your own. Pause the video, do it on your own, and then press play and then follow along and see if you got them right, okay? So we should know G by now. Oh, I don't like that. That's a pen. My mistake, friends. Yes, that looks better. So we got G, G, then we got A, then we got B, but then we have our new note, right? Our new high D. Then we go back down to G, G, A, B, B, A, and then we'll go to the second line where you see our pattern repeats from the first line. G, G, A, B, up to D, G, G, A, and then we end on G. Make sure that we end on G, and then we have our rest with our breath mark. So now that we've color-coded all of our notes, we've identified all of them. Let's say and sing those names. If you use your hand staff, great. If you don't remember how to use your hand staff, don't worry about it. Just say and sing them. Here we go. 1, 2, starting on G. Here we go. G, G, A, B, up to D. G, G, A, B, A, G, G, A, B, up to D. G, G, A, G. Rest. Do me a favor, stop the video and try that on your own once before we move on to step 3. Because step 3 involves our recorder. So I've said this before in other videos, but if you skipped right to the green belt because that's where you're at in class, I will say, if you have not already looked at my how to practice without a recorder video and you don't have your recorder at home, stop this video, go get that one, watch that one so that you know exactly how I want you to practice if you don't have your recorder. It's using a pencil and your voice. It's super simple, and I know that you can do it. So if you don't have your recorder at home, go check that out. Make sure you have your pencil. If you do have your recorder at home, awesome. I'm going to be using my recorder. Now, before we start step 3, just got to double check, make sure that we are using our left hand. That's the one that makes the L when you look at them, makes a capital L, because I want to make sure that everybody's still practicing with the correct hand on top. If you're looking at the screen and it looks like I'm backwards, that's because of the way that it recorded. So don't look at me and match my hands. Make sure that you look for your left hand. And if you are not sure and you suddenly have just forgotten which hand was left and you're like, oh no, I don't remember which hand is left. If there's someone else in your house, just ask them, which one is my left hand? And I'm sure that they will help you. So step 3, we are going to be using our fingers. If you have not already practiced high D, go back and watch the high D video or practice high D. You want to make sure that your front of your recorder looks like this and the back of your recorder looks like that. Your thumb should not be covering up the hole in the back, because for high D, we don't use the thumb. So, in chin position, let's get started. 1, 2, ready, sing. G, G, A, B, up to D. G, G, A, B, A. Second line, G, G, A, B, switch to D. G, G, A, G, rest. Good job, friends. So if you made it all the way through, awesome. If you made a couple mistakes, make sure that you pause the video, go back and try it again, or rewind the video to the point where we're doing step 3 and try it again with me. Before you move on to step 4, you want to make sure that all of your fingers are correct before you move on to step 4, especially as we start to learn new notes and we start working on new notes while we're at home. I can't be there constantly looking at your fingers and walking around and checking people. So you need to make sure that you are checking yourselves and you are responsible. And if there's someone that in your house that can help you and help check you and stuff like that, that's awesome. And you can ask them for help if they're not busy. but it's a lot of self-responsibility learning these new notes without me there in front of you. So make sure that you are 100% ready to go on step 3 before you move on to step 4, which is playing. But I'm 100%, I checked, I know I'm good to go, so I'm gonna play step 4. And if you're going to play with me, you wanna take a nice deep breath and relax, right, friends? We talk all about relaxing in class. There's no pressure, no nervousness. I know it's a new note, but that's not scary. I cleared all of our colors because in real life, if you were playing your belt for me, there wouldn't be all those pretty colors on the screen. And we are going to play together. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. All right, friends. So make sure, do not be afraid or ashamed to rewind the video, do it again with me, or pause it and do it on your own. That's what practicing is, right? It's doing the same thing over and over and over so that we can get better at it. If you have any questions or need help with something, make sure to reach out through a parent or guardian to me via email or It's Learning or Class Tag if that's a platform that you have. And I will do my best to help you as best I can from my home. But until then, I hope that this video is helpful to you. And happy music making, friends.